Hello, I am Shadow. And we're not going to do this, and remember, I hope you enjoyed this video. Here they come subscribe. Take out back and save my line. Sorry. I hope this video works, for my subscribers for that. Well, it's my first time reacting to this. My story animation. Okay,
I'm Brianna from
now.
New York. Please like and subscribe.
Aww,
I was raised
wow.
by my single dad who owned a
Wait a bit,
multi-million-dollar
animation.
company. Even though he
That
was
bit
super busy,
animation.
he always put me first, and I felt truly
Wow.
loved. He worked from home till I was 3, and then he hired the best
Hired the
nannies
people?
to take care of me
Crazy.
while he was away.
So
Life was
easy.
good until one day, something really strange happened. I was 4 years old when one night I saw Dad
good
working
tendency?
really late, and I
That's
decided to
another-
make him some hot chocolate. As I walked over to his desk, I suddenly tripped on the carpet and spilled it all over his laptop. Oh my god,
no.
Brianna, you fried my laptop. It has so much important stuff on it. Suddenly, I
Oh,
felt something happen
that
to my
worked.
face. I could feel my lips and
She never
nose and cheeks
played.
twitch uncontrollably. Dad
That's
noticed it
different.
and immediately took me to the doctor. She
Crying,
told us that
all
face
those-
twitching was an involuntary
all
condition,
as
and it just
all
happened
one?
to some people when they were stressed. There wasn't really any cure
well.
for it. When I turned 5, Dad enrolled me
There's
in the
news for
best
people,
school
but,
around. In the first lesson, the teacher asked us all to write a few lines about ourselves. But this girl next to me kept talking so loudly with her friends, I could hardly focus.
Hi, can you make a little less noise, please? I'm trying to write and... Gosh, are you telling me you're as stupid as you look? Don't interrupt me again.
Just then, my face twitched, and she looked even angrier as the others laughed. She thought I was mocking her, and after that day,
have to go say
Mona
anything?
became my
Just ignore it.
sworn enemy. And it just stayed that way forever, even when we got older. Once, when I was in 7th grade, Dad and I got stuck in traffic on our way home, and we saw a homeless couple on the pavement fighting over a sandwich.
Some
A
poopy
boy
people
my
that
age was sitting near them
over
with
a
a
sandwich.
basket of apples, and he came running towards us. Sir, would you like to buy a pound of apples? It only costs $1, and with that, I'll buy dinner. Dad bought 5 pounds and gave him $200. The boy's face lit up and he skipped off happily.
$200 for
Poor
that.
kid. He should be in school, but his parents can't afford it. Dad, why don't we do that? Let's send him to school. Please? Can we? He smiled and nodded. A week later, Dad enrolled him in my school, and when the teacher introduced him to the class, I found out his name was Jack. He didn't seem to recognize me,
Wow.
and I never brought it up that I'd seen him before,
All
or
those
that my
money
dad was
for
the one
going
who
to school.
helped him.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want him to feel embarrassed,
Yeah.
but the rest of the kids were brutal, especially that Mona. Hey Jack, why do you walk to school every day? Where's your car, man? Come on, guys. Can't you see how poor he is? His pants are
That's
2
like the
sizes
rings
too
on the
small for
tower
him,
up.
and all he eats for lunch are apples. I wanted to punch her face, but Jack didn't even react and walked away. I asked Dad to get him new clothes, and the next day, Jack looked so much happier. One day,
Sorry, I just stressed. Okay, sorry. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna start. I caught up for a while.
at the end of class, the teacher asked Jack to collect everyone's assignments. As he was walking through the aisle, someone stuck a leg out and he tripped and landed hard on the floor.
Calm
I
down,
rushed
Joe.
forward to
Come
help
on.
him, but Mona got there first and threw a whole bottle of ink on him. That was it. I grabbed her bag and threw everything out of the window. She screamed
Go,
and
you kid.
pulled my hair. I turned around and slapped her face. As we wrestled, we went crashing into a poor kid's
Come
solar
here,
system
come
project,
here.
sending planets flying everywhere. We both ended up in detention, but it was worth
Hey, yo,
it.
you get-
The next
yo,
day,
you get-
I saw Jack walking
deserve it.
towards me in the hallway, and I felt nervous.
Huh.
It was the first time we'd be talking. As he got close, my face started twitching. He stopped and abruptly turned away. Oh no! Jack, please
could-
stop. I didn't mean to tease
But,
you.
you know.
You just wrinkled your nose like I'm something disgusting. I thought you were different after what you did
Man, I
yesterday.
kinda like this
Just
one here.
let me explain,
The
will
better.
you? I told him about my condition, and his face
You know the
softened.
story?
We
You know,
started
like the
hanging
story?
out
No.
after that, and soon we became
Man,
friends.
that's the best animation
Well,
ever.
I
Yeah.
started having a small crush on
He's
him.
the best.
He was sweet and simple, unlike any of the other rich, hoity-toity boys I knew. A few days later, at a park entrance, Someone was selling lottery tickets, and we both got a ticket
Oh,
each for fun.
lottery.
The results were
For,
posted online the next
tickets?
day, but Jack said he was too nervous to look. I laughed and took both
Well,
tickets
what'd you
and
get?
started scrolling through the results.
If you
My
win
eyes almost popped out when I
1
saw some
million?
numbers.
That's
The winning
obviously
one
1 million.
was mine.
Go for $1
OMG,
million.
I just won the $10 million lottery. I didn't really need it, but this money could change Jack's life.
Huh.
So without another thought, I switched our tickets. Oh my god, Jack, you've won
Wow.
freaking $10 million. Can you believe this? He stared at me in shock, then started whooping and jumping around like a
you won. But it's fake.
Watch yoga
It's
video.
a fake.
crazy monkey.
Oh, wait,
It was
I'm
the
sorry.
best
Here.
moment of
Oh,
my
I got back.
life.
Sorry.
I was so excited
Let
to
me get
meet him
ahead of
after the
this, at this
weekend, but
recording
as
I'm
soon as
using.
I entered school, I spotted him in a corner
Wow.
surrounded by some kids,
Huh?
including Mona. Gosh, couldn't they just leave him alone? I rushed forward and shouted,
Huh.
"Just knock it off and stop bullying." No, Brianna,
Stand
relax. They're my friends.
Huh?
I stared at him in disbelief. Friends? These guys? Turns out, Jack was on the local news for being the lottery winner, and now everyone in school was suddenly his friend. Kids were swarming over to our table at lunch and nearly knocked me off trying to sit closer to him. Everyone wanted to know what he'd do with his millions. And well, he was spending them. One day, the flashiest yellow sports car drove up to school, and Jack
good.
jumped out of the
Got
back
more
seat.
money
He
than
was
that.
now wearing branded clothes
second you
and
spent
carrying
all
the
the
latest
money for
iPhone,
nothing.
showing everyone pictures of his mansion. I was really happy for him, but he was suddenly so busy with all these new people and going to parties, I barely got to see him anymore.
just enjoy
So
it.
one
No
day, I
happening,
texted
but yeah.
him to ask if we could meet later, and he said he'd love to take me out for dinner. In fact, he picked out a really fancy
cute.
restaurant,
Sorry.
and it
That's true.
kind of felt like a date.
Sorry.
But I was so mad when I kept waiting for
Yay.
3 hours and he never showed up. He wouldn't even pick up his phone. On my way home, we were driving past some cafes when suddenly I yelled at my driver to stop. I spotted Jack under a streetlight, putting his
Wait.
scarf around a girl's neck and
That
pulling her in
two-timer.
for a kiss. And the girl was freaking Mona. I stormed over to them. What the heck, Jack?
Where is he?
You stood me up
Wait,
for
is she
dinner.
kicked at the
And
door?
what are you doing with her?
kicked at the
He's
door,
kissing
or-
me, twitchy face, because I'm
Kicked
his
the door?
girlfriend.
His what?
Darn.
Jack, are you crazy? Gosh, Brianna, I totally forgot about dinner. And no, I'm not crazy. Mona has apologized for everything to me, and she's actually really sweet. No, she's not, Jack. Can't you see she's suddenly
No.
into you because you're rich?
She
That's
is
why
right.
all those
Not,
other
you know,
people
sweet
are your
in that.
friends too. What's your problem, Brianna? Why can't you just be happy for me? Does it bother you that I'm not your poor friend anymore? The one you can feel sorry for and take care of? You just can't stand that I'm as rich as you now. I can't believe you just said that. And suddenly, my face started twitching horribly. God, I hate when your face does that. It's so annoying. I snapped and slapped him across the face. I don't even know who you are anymore. And with that, I
God,
ran
what
back to my
happened?
car
God, what
with
happened?
angry tears down my face. I was heartbroken, and I told
She
Dad
just, you know,
everything that had
kicked the
happened that night.
door
I'm so
and, you know,
sorry, sweetheart.
put
I'm
back in.
sad to hear Jack's turned out this way. He'll soon realize he's
they
lost
have,
the best
you
friend
know,
he ever had. Well,
just
it
feel
didn't look
bad.
like it
Sorry.
would be anytime soon,
Sorry
because
for
he
this,
and
you know.
Mona were now the hottest new couple in school.
Yeah, I
I
think
could
person
hardly
who
stand
made
to
this
look
one
at those
was, you know,
two. But thankfully, the
this is
next
my
few
story
weeks,
animation.
I was
There you
too
go.
busy working with my science club members to see much of them. Some professors from Harvard were coming to judge our projects, and we had a chance of winning a spot in a super exclusive summer program. When it was my turn to speak out at our
science
presentation, I
project,
started off
science,
really
science.
confident. But just
Yeah,
then, I
take
spotted
this,
Mona
or,
and Jack
yeah,
in the
take this,
auditorium
or the-
pointing and making
Sorry
faces at
that
me.
I
I
accidentally
tried to
wrote, sorry.
focus, but I
They,
felt so
you know, take-
flustered. My face started
you know,
twitching,
take
and I
this
forgot
whole,
all my
you know,
words. I turned to leave,
scientist,
and I
like
tripped and
scientist,
crashed
this.
straight into our project.
No.
As I saw Mona and Jack laughing from the
Forward.
corner of my eye,
No.
I picked myself up and ran away
No.
from there. I couldn't
No.
believe my best friend had become
Oh.
a spiteful jerk, ruining everything for me. I just never spoke to him again. A few days before the end of high school, I was walking past the principal's office when I saw Jack inside. What's happened to you this past year? You've ignored all my warnings, and now you've failed 3 subjects. You're not graduating high school. You'll have to repeat a year. What?
Oh, wait,
Come on.
wait,
Surely we can
wait,
find
wait,
another
wait.
solution. How
Wait,
about
and then
I
you
pay
go,
you 10 grand
you
and
know,
you make my bad
graduate?
grades go away? Get out of my office,
Graduation?
Jack.
Not going
I
there?
quickly walked
Is he
off
not going?
before he could see me. He was so smart,
graduate?
but he'd just been wasting his time over stupid things. And Mona
mean, if it's a
publicly
work hard
dumped
for
him
that.
the same day when she found
If it's a
out
work
because
hard
she
for
said
that
she didn't want to be with a
graduation
loser
earning.
anymore. I graduated high school with flying colors,
You
and of
get the-
course, Dad came to
Now we
attend.
get
Oh, hello,
let's
sir.
say, you know,
I
you
wasn't
rejected
expecting
your
to
friend.
see you here. Well, I was
Huh?
hoping to see you graduate along with my daughter, Jack. Your daughter? What's her name? Brianna.
Huh.
What? Brianna is your daughter? Yes.
Huh.
In fact, she's the one who insisted I send you to school all those years ago. You have a lot to thank her for, son, including that lottery ticket you think you won. I was gathering my stuff from the locker when suddenly I found Jack standing behind me. What do you want? Brianna, I know what you did. What kind of crazy person gives away $10 million? What? How do you know that? It doesn't matter. Just tell me, why did you do that for me? Jack, when I saw you as a kid on
think
the
I was aware,
roadside,
didn't you?
it broke my heart to think you didn't get as
Yeah.
lucky as me to be born to rich parents.
You grew
That
poor back
lottery
then
ticket
today,
was
now,
also
you know.
just dumb luck. I
Now you
didn't
got
do
everything
anything
you
to
wanted.
deserve it, but I really believe you deserved a better life. I still believe that, and I don't regret giving you the money at
Yeah,
all.
that back
I
in
can't
the day.
believe I was such a terrible jerk to the best person in my life. I'm really,
Yeah,
really
no, you
sorry.
only friend you
I
have.
don't deserve your
You only
forgiveness or your friendship, and I won't ever bother you again. Goodbye, Brianna. I hope
Yeah,
you
you
have a
only
wonderful
friend.
life. He walked away, and I had a lump in my throat as I watched him leave. A few years later at university, I was studying in
Yeah.
the library one evening when I realized it was quite late. As I was walking back to my apartment, I suddenly felt like I was being followed. I looked around to find two masked men right behind me. I tried to
no.
run, but they caught up instantly, and one of
Run,
them snatched
run.
my bag as
Let's
the other
go.
pushed me to the
Uh-oh.
ground. Just then, someone came out of the shadows and punched one of them. To my shock, I saw it was
Hi-ya.
Jack. The two
Take
men
that,
started beating him
Robert.
up as I screamed for help. Just
Uh-oh.
then, a policeman came around the corner and the two men ran
Yeah.
away. I called an ambulance and immediately rushed Jack to the hospital. He was
Uh.
unconscious and in really bad shape. He went into a
Uh-oh.
coma. 10 days
Okay.
later, I was sleeping on
You
a
know.
chair by his bed when I felt a hand on mine. Oh my God, you're awake? Are you okay?
Yeah, alright.
Yes, I'm fine.
See, that's what
Jack,
your friend there.
why
That's
were
what
you
your
there
friends
that night?
always
How did you
be-
even know where I was?
No,
I
friends
regret
always
what I
be there,
did to you
you know,
so much,
together.
Brianna. So I made a promise to myself
Yeah.
to always look out for you. I was too stupid to notice, but all those years,
Yeah.
you were my guardian
those.
angel. You watched over me and stood up for me when no one else did. I owe you my life forever, and I love you,
Uh-huh.
Brianna.
Well.
Finally, you sound like that sweet boy I used to be friends with. I forgive you, Jack, and
Huh.
I love you too. And with
Wait,
that,
what did you do?
I leaned in for a kiss.
Whoa. Just a over there. Okay, pause it for now, and remember, please like, comment, subscribe for more, okay? If you hear anything, my fault, but you know, that's how super hard edit this, okay? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Chaos Control.